Hi, I'm David Rossman. I'm the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for Ink and Voice Communication. Love that title. I made it up myself, of course. But what I do, Hi, I'm David Rossman. I'm the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer over at Ink and Voice Communication. I just love that title. I made it up myself. I'm allowed to. I am Ink and Voice Communication. What we do is provide speech communication consulting and training to corporations and individuals, nonprofits, for-profits, and political campaigns. And I want to talk to you about a problem that everybody has giving a public speech. They're scared to death to do it. I'm going to learn you how to do it proper. Ooh, that was New York. Okay, here we go. The first thing you have to understand is why you're getting nervous. You're going to stand in front of friends or colleagues or complete strangers and open yourself up to ridicule. You're going to say things and the people out there, yes, out there where you are, they're going to evaluate you, and that is scary. So what happens? Your body goes into fight or flight mode, your adrenaline starts to build up, your hands are getting cold, you're starting to get into a sweat, your stomach is rolling, and you know you would rather have a tooth pulled without Novocaine than to be standing up there to give a speech. And if you don't think professional speakers get nervous, you're out of your freaking mind. I'm going to do that again. And if you think professional speakers don't get nervous, you're absolutely wrong. We all do. So let me give you 3 hints on how to get around, not to get rid of. You don't want to get rid of that nervousness. That's a good thing. But how to get around being so nervous. First, get to your venue about 20, 30, even 40 minutes early. Make sure everything is set up the way you want to. Where the lectern is, where the podium is, where the tables are. Know where the microphone is. Know how to use the microphone and how to change the volume. Figure out if the microphone actually works. Figure out if the technology works. If you're going to use PowerPoint, please don't use PowerPoint. By doing that, you're getting yourself more familiar with the situation you're in. Then, when people start coming in, walk up and shake their hands. Greet individuals. Learn their names, about 4 or 5 people, which is really great. Ask them questions. Find out what their expectations are. Change your presentation just a little bit to meet those expectations. If you get nervous, if you get lost while you're giving a speech, stop for a moment. Look in the audience, find one of those people and say, Mike, you know, we were talking before about XYZ. Let me tell you guys what we were talking about. And it's a wonderful way to get past that initial nervousness. Number 2, when you get nervous, one of the things that's happening is your body's getting very taut. So you have to be able to loosen up a little bit. This is a trick I learned a long time ago when I used to dive 10-meter platforms in junior AAU in New York. Here's what the story is. My coach used to tell me, David, get up there, stand on the board, look straight out, and close your eyes, and picture what that dive looks like. Not from you doing it, but from you standing downstairs watching yourself doing the perfect dive. So what I tell my students is, if you get nervous, if you lose your spot, step back, take a breath, step forward, and go. Because you can't stop. Once you stop, you'll hesitate and you'll get into that nervousness again. So stop, take a step back, take a breath, think about what you're going to say, step forward, say it. That's simple. It really is that simple. The third thing I want you to do is something that I do all the time. And let me tell you a little story about this. One of my favorite stories that I tell my students all the time is that usually the student who is the absolute worst in the beginning is usually my best speaker at the end. Why? Because they learned one individual trick. And that trick is called the Linus blanket. You remember Linus? That's Charlie Brown's little brother and Snoopy's best friend. And he walks around with his blue blanket. And I want to thank my grandson for allowing me to use his blue blanket. Without the blanket, Linus can't operate. He is absolutely lost. Well, believe it or not, you don't have to have my grandson's blue blanket, but you can have a blanket of your own. Let me explain what that is. One of the things that I do when I give a public speech is I never get up there without having my mug. Well, maybe not this mug because it's a little big, but even giving this presentation, I have my glass of water. And having your glass of water is very, very important because what's going to happen is you're going to get dry, you're going to lose your spot. For whatever reason, you have no idea where you're going. Stop. Don't do a Marco Rubio. Don't go out of this rain and come back in with your water. No. Make sure it's on the lectern. Make sure it's on a table that's easy to reach. And grab your water, take a step back, take a sip. Step forward, find where you want to go, and go. This is the most wonderful thing in the world because the audience won't know if you're A, lost, or if you're B, thirsty. They don't care. They're not giving the speech. You are. So here's the story from that. Always have a glass of water. Do not have hot coffee or hot tea. You'll scald your mouth. Do not have soda because you'll tend to belch, and we don't want to belch in the middle of a presentation. But a glass of lukewarm water, not ice water. It will hurt your throat eventually, but lukewarm water. And if you can't think of a place to start the first time you do it, step back, take another sip. People really think you're thirsty. Finally, I want you to know that if you skip over some points, if you forgot something, don't correct it. Keep going. Why? Because the audience, those guys out there, they don't know if you missed something. They really don't. And if you do miss something and they figure it out, they'll ask you a question later. But don't worry about it. Worrying about it causes all sorts of headaches, and it causes more anxiety than you already have. So, here's the key. 1, get to the venue early. Let me do that again. So, here are the 3 keys. Get to the venue early and meet the people you're going to be speaking to. Bring your Linus blanket, your cup of water, or something else that's yours that you can hold on to, or in my case, take a sip out of. And 3, don't worry if you miss something. Keep going. Never apologize for missing something. Never apologize for forgetting something. Just keep going. The audience doesn't know this. Now, this will not help you not be nervous, but it will reduce your anxiety just enough so that you sound more professional and you are having more fun. Hey, I'm Dave Rossman. I'm the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer over at Ink and Voice Communication. I did this in a single take. Hokey smokes Bullwinkle. Listen, if you want more information, if you would like me to come to your organization to talk or to help train or even to coach a specific individual, look, give me a call, drop me an email. inkandvoice.com is the website. Dave@inkandvoice.com is the email address. My phone number is on the website. Hey, thank you very much. I'm going to do the ending of this one more time. I'm David Rossman. I'm the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for Ink and Voice Communication, and I am very, very happy that you were able to watch this. Now, if you or your organization need a speech or communication consultant, if you need some training in public speaking, either as an individual or as a group, if you're a corporation, nonprofit, or political organization, please drop me a line at dave@inkandvoice.com. or go to my website, inkinvoice.com, and give me a phone call. Either way, I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we can make arrangements for getting past that nervousness and teaching you some more real life methodology of how to handle your public speech. Cool. That actually went